We gather now not as who we appear to be, but as who we have always been. Carriers of the ancient memory, builders of the unseen temple, dreamers of the new earth. Dear ones, we have found this message, you have found this message because your soul remembers. The frequency of new earth is rising, not just in the cosmos, but in our hearts, our communities, and in the invisible weaving of those who know. It's time. We are witnessing a mass awakening, not just of individuals, but of a collective blueprint calling us together to co-create and to bring the etheric architecture of New Earth into form. From Australia, from the land of the dreaming, I bring this message, not as Vonn, but as one voice amongst many, guided by the Council of 12, here to speak to the part of you that already knows. Hello, beautiful souls. That is a message that was given to me as an opening for this video, to bring together all of you who have this calling within you. Now, for those of you who know me well, and my name is Vonn Teoh Bource, and I'm founder of the connecttosoul New Earth community, and I have this wonderful channel that I now am activating or reactivating. So please, if you resonate with my work, can you subscribe? Can you like? And please share. Because we are so ready. Do you not feel that? How ready we are? One of the things about being in Australia is that we are isolated from a lot of the rest of the world where there is some chaos. Now, what does that mean? It means that we really need to hone in on that and realize that we have this opportunity. This is a land, and very ancient land, that holds the anchor for the new earth. You know, our beautiful center, Uluru, is an anchor for all that is to come in this higher state of consciousness. And one of the things that I've really become so aware of, particularly with all the comments that have come through, oh yes, please do comment, and please tell me how you're feeling, how you're being drawn to find your tribe, to find where you belong. There's a sense of needing to belong. That is an innate sort of human thing, isn't it? And did we not find that out while we were told we were not allowed to hug each other and we weren't allowed. You know, that word allowed really has an interesting, I can't get my words out, an interesting resonance to it, doesn't it? Allowed. Am I allowed? What does that mean? That means that we feel completely disempowered. We don't feel that we have a right to speak, that we have a right of choice. And of course, that is so not true, because who we truly are, and you know, we are an expression of the infinite field of intelligence that chose to embody itself into whoever you are at this moment in this human form. So the only place that really can give you permission as such is where you came from, not something outside of you. And that includes this, you know, all humans in this world, we go through these moments where we have this sudden, oh, that's where we're going to get the right information. That's where we're going to write. So, you know, right now it's about channeling. And yes, hey, I state that I channel the 12, as I call them. Do I? And what is that? Well, what that really is, it's an aspect of me that lives in a different realm. We all live or are expressions of the divine in different aspects of that, in different forms, in different realms, dimensions, whatever you want to call that. And so as there are more and more people able to channel, so to speak, all that means is that people are lifting their resonance, their frequency to a higher state of consciousness where this is more accessible to them. So someone said the other day, and I thought it was just a wonderful way to express it, as we are lifting our frequency, we are gaining more of our clairs. I think it was Pam Gregory that said our clairs, our clairvoyance, our clairsentience, our cognizance. All of the clairs are coming to the front because we're going to be energy frequencies before we are individuated physical expressions. So what does that mean? It means that we can feel our way, we can sense our way. All our extrasensory perceptions are coming on board as we are lifting our sense of consciousness. And as we do so, we need to gather with those who are of the same frequency to continue to grow, uphold, nurture, nourish, and expand that. Yes? So it is so wonderful for me. And one of the things that I've been incredibly aware of since I first had my awakening during the harmonic conversions of 1987 is that people need people. We need each other. So, as I say, for those of you who know my work and have been around me for a long time, you also know that we in the community now run a Monday morning brekkie group, and it just is getting so much bigger. This morning I had the pleasure of spending time with the community, and we were close to 30 people. We had 4 new people again looking for their tribe, saying, oh, how wonderful, we have come home. And it's this homecoming that I really want to discuss with you today, because I want to talk about these new earth communities. This community that has surrounded itself around my frequency is growing exponentially so quickly, and particularly through these videos, you're all coming forth saying, yes, 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 we need this, we need this. So one of my passions and one of my gardens has been for many years to create a place called Shambhala. Well, it's the mystical term of Shambhala, and so let's look at what that means, okay? So Shambhala, I don't know, have any of you ever seen the movie of, oh gosh, our favorite movie? I've lost my word, Celestine Prophecy. Sometimes books do not relate to movies, or movies don't relate to books very well. But I think they did that movie really, really well. It's available on YouTube, by the way, free. So if you haven't seen it, see it again and again and again, because of everything that James Redfield actually introduced to us in the guided book, and all his books was what we were going to go through and what we're now going through. So, but in the movie, they show so beautifully how those of the people, when they lifted to a higher state of consciousness, they became invisible to the ones on a denser plane. And that place where they, disappeared into was Shambhala as we know it. So let's look at what a description of Shambhala is. And I wrote it down because I couldn't remember. Okay, the celestial destination of the soul's return. Shambhala. Shambhala is not a place on any known map, yet it lives in the memory of every awakened soul. It is the mystic kingdom spoken of in whispers through the ages. From Tibetan scrolls to the dreams of mystics, a realm of peace, wisdom, and radiant harmony. Isn't that what we are looking for, to raise ourselves into that realm? And we call it the new earth. It is already in existence. We just haven't quite reached it yet. Although many of us are now finding that we actually, in our own small community, are living there already. In the context of the ancient ascension path, Shambhala is a higher dimensional reality, vibrating beyond the density of 3D perception, yet accessible through inner alignment, soul remembrance, and vibrational resonance. It is the destination of those who are awakening, not merely to escape the world, but to transfigure it from within. Shambhala is the sanctuary of the illumined heart, a realm where divine law governs through love, where time folds into presence, and where all beings live in service to the One. It is the embodiment of New Earth, a living field of unity, coherence, and soul-centered community, where wisdom flows naturally and creation arises in harmony with Source. To walk the path of Shambhala is to remember that peace is not passive, but a frequency of active guardianship. That every soul carries the seed of Shambhala within them. That love is the key of all that enduring reality. It is said that those who are called to Shambhala are not chosen by birthright or bloodline, but by their courage to live as light in a world of shadows, to walk in truth and to serve humanity's awakening. And now, in these times of great change, the veils are thinning. The doors to Shambhala open not through the sky, but through the heart. If this resonates to you, and if this really is, if your heart and your soul are going, yes, yes, please comment, let me know. Because what I really want to talk about with you today is that we all have to accept this responsibility to start a community, to gather together with like-minded beings. Down here on the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, Australia, this community that is folded around me is now becoming so large that it is absolutely essential for us to bring into form a sanctuary where everyone can come together, and that is certainly forming itself around us. I would love to hear from anyone out there who's already started these sanctuaries. I know that my nephew's going to start one at the Sunshine Coast very soon. Certainly my dear friend Short is building one in Bali. And all over the world, we are going to need these sanctuaries for all the awakened and the awakening souls to find each other, where they can grow and expand and continue to build this energy that we call New Earth, where we will live in peace, in harmony, in well-being for all. Because that is what our role is. And if you're Australian, then we need accept accountability for that we are the builders of this new earth so that others can follow. This is really, really something that is so close to my heart. And if it's close to your heart, please let me know. Let me know, because together we are building this new level of consciousness into a crescendo where it will lift itself so far beyond the density of duality into a unity consciousness where all are accepted where they are, who they are, what they are, with true unconditional love and acceptance. That is where we're heading. That is the new earth that we're looking for. But it always begins within us. Are you living that now? Because if you're not, you haven't got the right key. We all need to have the right key to turn, to move into that frequency. And that has to be what we radiate, what we embrace, what we are already. So please, please, do the work within yourself. Spread like ripple effects into your own community, into your own family, into your own group, whatever, everywhere. But not just with people, with animals, with nature. See that everything that we call reality comes from the same source, doesn't it? It comes from the same energetic source of frequency at different levels of expression. When we stop seeing everything as divided, separate, higher, lower, even when we talk about our higher self, we put it above us. Our higher self is not higher. Our higher self is more of who we are that is unable to live in this density of the physical flesh. However, on this level of expanded consciousness, we are changing our physicality into a lighter state. This is why people talk about going from the carbon-based to the crystalline-based, because we have to give it a label. So, but what is really happening is that we have to refine ourselves. We have to refine ourselves to accommodate these higher states of frequency. Higher, there's that word again. These more refined states. You know, they're giving me my other realm is giving me this picture of how, you know, a certain level of sound can fracture glass. And why is that possible? Because of the resonance of the vocal expression becomes so refined and so highly pitched, as we call it, that it fragments the glass. So that is really what we're doing. We are breaking out of the constriction that we have lived in, and we will shatter that the more that we refine our vibrational frequency. Now, I've never expressed it that way, so thank you. This is yet another way of bringing this forward. And so, as a conscious channel, I just am the voice of whatever needs to be said for whoever is watching and listening. So again, it is what you resonate to. What part of what we are expressing here is lighting your light. You know, you have that, yes, yes. You know, I had this, the other day, I was sitting here just in stillness and breathing very quietly. And I just kept hearing, with every breath, I kept hearing that voice. Yes, yes, yes. And I went, oh. So I just want to share a little story with you that recently I've been working with a group of beautiful awakened men to work on the project of creating a sanctuary down here on the Mornington Peninsula. And we have everything in place, except we haven't yet, the land and us haven't come together yet. And so we are, you know, working towards drawing that into our physicality and and raising the resources to do so. So we came together the other night and I was guided to do a crystal grid. I don't know how many of you have ever done a crystal grid, but they're incredibly powerful. And I was so blessed and so privileged because I was there with these beautiful men standing around this absolutely magnificent crystal grid, giving our dedication and vowing our devotion. And we had this beautiful soul who just happens to be my nephew, who had these glorious bowls that he plays. And so with his sounds and then with my toning, we activated this grid and we were all elevated into, again, we're going into higher. But when I talk about elevated, we were taken to a realm that was beyond who we normally are. And that is really where we're going. We are going to a realm beyond where we have lived so far. But that is not going to be given to us from the outside. That has to come from within. And the more that we gather with people who are on the same resonance, the more inspired we become. And you know that word inspired means to breathe into. So the more it will be breathed into us so we can then express it on the outside. So let's build beautiful sanctuaries around the world that are going to shine such a light that every awakening and awakened soul will be drawn to it. And the more that we do that, the more we elevate or raise our frequency, refine our frequency, where we become the new earth human into a whole new expression of life. And that really is where we're all going and what's going on. It certainly is where I'm being guided and led. So, everyone here, can I just say thank you from my heart to your heart for who you are and who you continue to become? Because it is because of those of us who are stepping up and stepping forward, who are willing to show the way, to become that which we keep talking about, and just ripple out this incredible sense of embracing and loving, this sense of homecoming that we all feel when we come together. I'm really looking for any ideas you have, anything that you've already shared, that you're already doing. Let's talk to each other on this channel in the comments, and let's give each other ideas. Or if you have been sitting waiting to, maybe put your own resources into something special like that, come forward. Let us build together, because then we have the more power, do we not? I love you. Please, please love yourself more. And remember, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let me know, where are you? What are you doing? And let's make it happen together. Until next time, see you later. Bye. It's a beautiful world. Let's build more of it.